Hi there. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to your next lesson in biology. And today our focus is about the 8 characteristics of all living things. I want you to stop and think about that for a second. All living things. All living things. I mean, could you imagine? Of everything that we know is alive, and even those things that we haven't discovered yet that are alive, they all share the same 8 characteristics. Now, those characteristics might not look the same, meaning, physically look the same, but we share these characteristics. And so by the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify all 8 of these living things and be able to give me an example of each. It's going to be great. So let's get started. Andiamo, come along with me. This slide shows you your pathway to success. So it outlines for you the steps that you're going to take before you show me that you have mastered this objective of identifying all 8 living things and, I'm sorry, all 8 characteristics of living things and an example for each. Take a minute to just look at these steps. It starts with prediction, and then you're going to compare your prediction to the authorized list. Then you're going to work on matching. Then, of course, you'll engage in your practice work. And then finally, you will all be successful at completing the mastery check. So this slide, although looks cartoonish, is really created to help jog your brain into coming up with the best predictions possible. So on this slide, you see all sorts of various living things, and I'm just going to point out some of them to you to really emphasize the variation in life. So we have insects like ladybugs and butterflies. We have birds and owls. We have aquatic animals like whales and fish. We have, I guess you could call them more traditional animals like pigs and monkeys and elephants, cats and dogs. And then, of course, we have other organisms that are not animals. We have the plants, the trees, the flowers. And finally, let's not disregard the microscopic organisms, the bacteria, the amoebas, the virus. And so when you think and complete your predictions today, I want you to try to think about all of these and even all the other ones that I couldn't fit on this slide. What do they share? What do they have in common? What are some characteristics that they all have? So this is your prediction slide. So if you go to your Google Classroom, you'll find an assignment called Prediction of the 8 Characteristics of All Living Things. And it looks like this. It is 8 text boxes. I'm going to ask you to pause the video now. And for 5 minutes, I will keep track of the time. You are going to try to complete those predictions, as many as you can. If you don't get all 8, it's quite all right. If you get them all right or all wrong or something in between, it's all okay. This is just to get your mind starting to think about this topic. And so those 5 minutes start now. You're going to hit pause and complete that prediction page. All right, your 5 minutes is up, so welcome back. Now you're going to take that prediction page and compare it to this authorized list that we have here. So I'm going to go through the authorized list with you. And in a later video, I'll give you further explanation and I will clarify for you in that same video later the examples for each of these. But right now, I'm just going to read them out to you. So all living things are made up of one or more cells. The example that from that original slide was we had those single-celled organisms like the bacteria and the virus, and of course, most of the other organisms were multi-celled. They display organization, So this means that they're made of atoms, and atoms are made of molecules, and molecules make up cells, and cells make up cell tissues, and etc. I have a feeling that many of you got number three. Number three is grow and develop. And we're mostly aware that organisms don't start this life looking the way that they end the life, so that there is a period of growth and development. And really, the main goal of all organisms is to reproduce, which would mean to make another that looks similar. Respond to stimuli. So, stimuli here is circled in yellow, and that's because it is one of our two vocabulary words for this assignment. And the next one is requires and uses energy. Number 7 is maintaining homeostasis. Homeostasis, another vocab word here. So going back to number 6, I bet a lot of you got that one because of that you could have said needs food or something like that. And that would have counted for requires energy. And then the last one, I have a feeling that a lot of you got number 8, because most of us recognize that the organisms need to be able to move. And moving doesn't mean literally going, from one side of the room to the other. It could also mean flexibility. So when you think about plants are quite flexible, and that would be the way that they move. All right, now you're going to pause the video again. This time you're going to work with your partner. You're going to go to the next assignment posted in Google Classroom, examples of characteristics, and I'd like you and your partner to take 5 minutes to try to color code the example to the characteristic. This will help you also to begin to understand those vocab terms of stimuli and homeostasis. So again, just change the background color to match the characteristic that you believe it best fits with. And you have 5 minutes to work with your lab partner on this, and that time starts now. Welcome back. I just want to point out to you that if you need more support with your vocab terms, I have provided for you some videos, very brief videos, explaining the definition of these terms in a biological sense. And I also put those vocabulary definitions on this slide as well. We're not going to review those examples just yet because now the fun begins. You're going to start your practice work, and when we're all done with the practice work, we will review those examples, not only from that slide, but real life examples that you're going to be able to see and collect in completing these practice assignments. There are 5 practice assignments. Please pay attention to the color coding. You already know that your must-dos are in green. Your should-dos are in yellow. And your aspire to-dos are in red. So today you're going to start with your green assignments and then try to move forward to your yellows. Each day at the end of class, I will remind you that you need to fill out your tracker, and this will help me to understand exactly how much progress you have been able to make during today's class time. Also, you can expect to be called back to my nest to work in small group, and I would expect that these practice assignments are either being completed with a partner of your choice or independently if you should so wish. So good luck. Each of the links for the assignments that you see here on this slide have further instructional videos to help you get started on them. Good luck, everybody. And we are going to master the 8 characteristics of all living things. Ciao.